All right, so today we're really here to be talking about the AI blogger. And so today you've got myself, Andrew Barclay. I'm a customer success manager here. I'll be leading the presentation. And my co-pilot today is Rashida. And there she is. She's coming on and she's going to be
Hi,
answering
all.
questions, popping in the live chat. Anything you want to say to the crew?
Welcome. We're happy to have you, and let's get to some learning.
All right.
Thanks, Andrew.
Yes. All right. So for some housekeeping notes, this session is recorded and we will be sending out the recording link in a following email. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel for AI Jumpstart and be able to see the replay there. Questions. If you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. There's also the Q&A tab on the far right side of your screen. So feel free to pop questions in there all throughout. And at the end of the session, we'll come to a Q&A and answer the questions. And as I mentioned, the recordings will be in a content library. We'll also pop up that link at the end of the session so you know where to find it. All right, so if you didn't hear the news on in early July, mid-July, we launched not only 2 new employees into the AI workforce, but we also upgraded our social platform. So what was Social Marketing Pro now got upgraded with a new name, a new look on the logo to Social AI. And the premium edition is the one that is a newer tier to the product that we launched that includes the 2 AI agents that you're going to see here. Last week, Lily went in depth into the social media manager. So if you are really curious about that agent, go to the library, check out the recording. She did an awesome session on that. And today I'm focusing on that blogger agent that you see there. So I want to start off with this. I went for a walk the other night and it seemed like everywhere people were having fires in their backyard. And so it did have me thinking about, well, like what's something that I could compare social media to really what a blog is. And I understand that there's a lot of smoke across North America, so I'm keeping that in mind, but really had me thinking that social media and the social posts are really like a bonfire, a campfire, something that's going to last just a few hours. And really, it's designed to be bright and immediate. It captures attention fast, and it burns out within that 48 hours. And then it must be fed constantly to stay warm, just as your social posts are. You've got to keep engaging and creating content there, where the blog creation was more like the forest side of things, all of the trees. It's really building authority post after post. It's something that drives inbound traffic for months, and it keeps working while you sleep. So in today's session, there's 4 main topics that we're going to be covering. So you're going to meet the AI blogger. You're going to know what it is, who she is, how she works. I'm going to give a live demo of the product. I'm going to talk a little bit about also why it matters for your business and for your agency. And then we're going to go into the Q&A. All right. So what exactly is the AI blogger? Well, this really is an autonomous AI employee, not a tool that researches, writes, designs, and publishes SEO-optimized blog content to clients' WordPress sites on a recurring schedule. No creative brief is needed, and it does require the Social AI Premium product and a WordPress website to actually have this up and running. A question we've been asked quite frequently since the launch of the AI blogger is, well, can I use this tool on any site that I create, especially since we've got Vibe sites being created? Just disclosure in case this comes up in the questions, that is something that we are working on to be able to use the blog on other sites. But as of right now, it is for WordPress sites. And so another thing to know too is that 60% of consumers now use AI to find local businesses. And so the AI blogger keeps feeding those engines fresh content. So what it's been like for businesses, for even your SMBs, is with blogs, you might even find that your partners or your own business haven't been leveraging blogs because it takes a lot of time to research the topics and manually identify customer questions and trends. You've had to even check and ensure that no duplicate content over the previous months is being written and applied to each new blog post. So now, since we've launched the blogger, these are some things that actually can cut down costs and time. So the AI, as I mentioned, it generates calendar content end to end. The blogger's analyzing the business and trending search intent to plan posts for the upcoming calendar. And so it's also going to publish drafts on a reliable schedule every week or whatever cadence that you want to set it up with. And it's automatically verifying for content duplication against previous months. That's pretty exciting. I feel like if there were people in the room, they'd be like actually like silent cheers about all of that. So if you can even get emoji interactive, if you find anything exciting, or you feel free to drop something in the presentation here. So the second part of this, well, how does the AI agent work here? So really there's 3 ingredients behind every single post. And the first of that, it's trained on the business. So real website content and the profile. So when you are setting up a client inside of the platform, as soon as you add their business information, their website, that is information that the AI blogger is already having access to. So it's also, this is probably my favorite part about the blogger, is that it's powered by local SEO keywords. So this is pulled straight from the client's local SEO product, whether it's the standard edition or the pro edition. And so they'll be using the keywords from there. So there's no guesswork that has to happen with this. And the third is the guided by brand guide rails. So the voice, tone, band topics once it's set up, like you can configure it this way. And once it knows that information, it's going to be able to create content based on that. So if you've ever heard of the concept of a flywheel, so really this is one flywheel and not 2 products, because I did just mention the local SEO product. So local SEO standards, with standard and pro, feed the blogger up to 3 keywords. The pro feeds it up to 15 keywords. This isn't 2 separate products in a way. You do have to pay for the pro edition, but the local SEO standard, that's one that you can activate for your clients at no cost, and it can already start working. So the flywheel is a term that was popularized by Jim Collins. It's essentially that a self-reinforcing loop where there's wins and gain gets interconnected into another part of a business to build momentum over time. So really how local SEO is working in the back end is going to feed into the blogger and create even more results there and give your clients more value. All right, so that's my quick intro and back end of the product. And now I'm going to go into a live demonstration of it. All right, so I'm in my demo account here. So first off, what I'm going to show you is where you can find the blogger. So I have customized my entire workforce agency here. And so I have created Harriet Blogger Winslow. And so this is the agent. I'm going to come over to the configuration spot here. And right off the bat, you're going to see this blog calendar generation. So these are the triggers and the settings here. So I have the ability now to customize how often I want this blogger to be creating content and when I want it to be creating content for me. So the way I have this currently set up is every week, the blogger is creating a post, a draft post, and it's delivered to me on Monday mornings at 9 a.m. So I get an email notification. And then when I come into the platform, which I'll show you in a moment, I get to see the post in draft form. You can see when I had this started, and if there was an end date to this, you'd be able to customize that. Now, a few other key things here. The role and the generative AI models have already been programmed. Those are customizable for you. The configuration calendar here is another important part. So the way that I have this currently set up is I want the agent to be creating 1 post on every time that I've asked it to. So if I wanted to go back and change my configuration instead of weekly to monthly, I can change it to monthly, and then here it's going to make 1 blog post for me in that month. I can also choose and tell it, well, how long do I want these posts to be? So currently I'm choosing the long form, which is 2,000 to 2,100 words. I could change that. The images, it's going to be using AI generated images. And again, learning from the industry that I'm in, the business information that this has access to. And then again, the cadence. So how often do I want it to be posting? What time do I want it to be creating the drafts even? And then another really important part of this is you can also choose if you want it to be in draft form or if you want it to schedule the post to be published automatically. I have it set up as draft, partly because I don't have anything connected here, but essentially you could have this automatically set up so it will schedule posts without you even having to think about it. You could go and review it beforehand. So I'm going to click the done here. And then over in the customized blog post instructions. So there's a lot of information inside of this one here. You'll see how small this part is here. So this is getting into the type of content that is being created. One really important part here that I wanted to highlight is this is where you can find the local SEO keyword information. So we recommend keeping the, not having your local SEO words as static. So there might be certain keywords that you do want set. You can come in and add those. We recommend not having all of them static because the local SEO product is also going to be changing and updating keywords that it finds. So that way that can be relevant to the posts that are here. But if there are certain keywords that you want set for everything inside of a blog post, you'd be able to set that here. Yeah, right down in there. And then there's, as you see, just a lot more information for guardrails, for failure handling, for the web research and how it's looking up content online. And if this is something that looks a bit overwhelming for you, do not fret. You don't have to come in here too often, or I also have another option for you here as well. So those will be on the post instructions there. The default setting for AI image generation is Nano Banana 2, what we recommend. You're welcome to change the setting here as well. And then knowledge source, so I can also give it any more information about the business that I'd like, about a promotion that I'm running, anything else that I would love the blogger to know. I can feed that information here, and this is usually what's consistent through all of my agents. And then after I've done any changes, you'd click save. And then the chat part is another thing that I really like. So I can have a conversation with Harriet here about setting up a long-term blog strategy. So what I did, I'm going to scroll all the way up, just as I did this before. I came on here to save us some time, is I asked Harriet, I said, create a long-term blog plan for 2 posts a month over the next 5 months. So because my business is here in Saskatoon, she knows the months, she knows that, look at this, our guide customers from the heat of August into the deep Saskatchewan winters, because y'all, it gets cold here. So that's how she's going to be making the content, also using the seasons. So here we've got 2 types of posts that she's making. So the first section, 1 post a month, is going to be the anchor, which is based on SEO and service. And then the other one is based on trend and lifestyle. And so this is a hook post. So these will be my 2 posts for August, for September, October, November, and then December. And then she's broken down the plan here for me. 1 post naturally integrates for top performing keywords, because I do have some keywords set up in here. And then the design, trend, and research. Following 2027 predictions, their focus on outdoor living is an extension of the home. Cool. So this is all of the content that she's putting in here. And the great part about this is now I can interact with her and I could ask her to change things. I could say, you know what, this sounds great. So what I did, I really like the content that she made. So I said, can you, she said she'll begin drafting the first post. And so she did. So, and then this was the very first post that she came up with in this sequence. And then I can actually show you where all that lives here after she's posted it. But this is the way I can talk to her, come up with a plan. And the way I ended this was I asked her, said, okay, I want to do this. Please continue making the drafts and have them scheduled the week that they're supposed to be published. So she's come up with a whole bunch of stuff here and said she's going to be on standby. So now from there, where I would find all of these posts is in the social AI tab on the left side here in Business app. And look, this was the one that she just came up with here. So now what I can do is I can click on view more. So I'm going to be able to see this. And look, this is all the stuff that Harriet came up with. She's got a great image here. Look at that. It's reflective of, a Saskatchewan prairie. So it's not mountains. It's not a tropical beach. And then she's giving a TLDR. Look at this. Key questions answered inside of this post. The rise of outdoor extensions. So she's, being a voice of authority for the trends in this industry, bridging the gap. Oh my gosh. And then why choose this business? And then she's got the FAQs here and then the conclusion. Oh, can I just get like a round of applause for Harriet? Like, this is pretty cool. And the thing to know is that this is the type of technology that's available to you, to your clients as of right now inside of the platform. Like, you'll see, I really didn't do anything to Harriet. All I did was gave the URL. There was a brand guide that I already had created, and she's created all of this content here. So for full disclosure, I didn't go behind the scenes and tweak anything or edit anything. This is her out of the box, ready to go. And I am blown away. I love it. So then from here, what I'm able to do is if I want to edit this post and I said, you know what, I want a different image here. I can interact with her and say, well, actually, you know what I wanted to, so I could ask her to change the image. What I can also do is this, if it goes fast enough here. So I had a photo. So what this technology can also do is, great, this is a photo that I took. This isn't an AI image. This was from a camping trip that I was on probably 6 years ago. And so I want to use this image, and then I want Harriet to, edit this image. Make this image brighter, and I want more snow and s'mores. So what you can do is the program is going to use AI generated images. You absolutely can upload your own. You can also upload your own and have the AI agent edit those images. Now, I know something coming down the pipeline is the ability to add logos to photos. That's coming. So if you're already thinking, oh, can this add a logo onto my photo? You could play around with an image that already had a logo on it, but we're soon going to have the ability at some point here to be able to have a brand kit and add logos or specific branding elements to photos. I might have given Harriet a hard job to do while she's also streaming this webinar and doing all of the things. I might give it a moment. Oh, unable to generate image. Wah, wah. Well, you'll have to take my word for it that we can actually do that on here. So I can cancel that. The image is there. And then I can also, again, come and interact with the agent for if I want Harriet or the agent to edit just a specific part of the post or the blog or the whole thing, I can give her those prompts here and have her do that. And then, as I mentioned earlier about this needing to be connected to a blog platform and WordPress, so it's how do I go ahead and do that? I guess before I do that, I want to show the drafts tab here. There's the scheduled. So after I review everything and I say, yeah, that looks good, I can click the schedule button and then it moves into the scheduled category here. That way it'll show the date and the time. And then after it's published, it'll be posted here. All right. So then to connect your website to the blog agent, you can simply come to administration and then integrations. I don't think Norma has anything. You can browse the integrations, and what you're going to see is WordPress blog here. And then you from here would be able to add the connection to your WordPress site. And to have blogs automatically uploaded and connected there. The other place you could go and upload that is through the agent, and you can configure her for, oh no, you have to do that through a different spot under the social AI. You can launch the dashboard. So as you'll notice, just to quickly go back, I was working mostly out of, when I click the social AI tab, I was mostly working in this abbreviated dashboard here. There's a way that you can click the launch button, and then this tab's going to open. Most of you might be familiar with this from interacting with Social Marketing Pro. And then in the settings account here is also where I can go and connect my WordPress blog. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop this one. I'm going to bring us back to this tab here. All right. And then I'm going to switch tabs. So that was the demo that I had of the AI blogger. And so I'm going to take you through just a couple more things. So what I would say I've found with a lot of our partners is, if you noticed even some of the configuration, the setup that might have looked very daunting, our team has a fulfillment service for an AI employee setup and optimization. So you can let our team of experts support you, your business, your clients in getting these agents set up and configured. And I do find that a lot of our partners often ask those questions about, well, I don't have a lot of time, I don't feel very tech savvy about that. So there's 2 products available in our marketplace. We can send the links to where you will find those in our follow-up email. But if you search up AI workforce optimization, you'll be able to see that there's a one-time purchase to get it set up and activated, or there is an ongoing support and maintenance. And if you feel like you don't have enough time in your agency or would like to offload that skill set to somebody else, it's quite inexpensive, and our team would be more than happy to fulfill on that. So the other thing I wanted to talk and just show even, well, what if you said yes, that's a great configuration option. This is really what you could expect in that phase as they're working with you, of having an initial onboarding call, you're doing the configuration, launching the agent. You can do a walkthrough training with yourself or even with your clients. And then the 30-day review for the ongoing service happens every 30 days. That happens once if you're doing the one-time purchase. And so a big thing is, like, why does all of this matter? Why does the AI blogger matter for your agency? Well, every post is an indexed asset that's compounding visibility for months, not just hours like you'd see in social posts. So it's trained on the client's real voice and data. So most posts need a light edit, not a rewrite. As you saw me interacting with Harriet, I didn't have to do too much. It was a very easy light edits, not we need to recreate this whole thing. Why this also matters for your agency. So as I showed earlier, making blogs is a very labor-intensive service that you really couldn't scale because you couldn't. But now it's becoming highly scalable. It can also be a high margin, SaaS revenue line for your business. You can sell it as its own line item. This doesn't have to be, something that's buried in a retainer somewhere or tagged into another service. This can be something that stands on its own quite powerfully. You can service hundreds of accounts without hiring another writer, and better margins than any human writer content model. So, the thing that I loved about this too is I really got to see this isn't a favor anymore. This is a revenue line. We did a public launch of this product a few weeks ago. We had our sales chef, Jansen from our Vendasta services team, Tanmay, who's going to be coming up next week, came on and actually talked about the profit side of this. So I just wanted to show this to see how you could set this up for your business, your agency, and then also charge it to your clients. So as of right now, the US wholesale cost of Social AI Premium is $24 a month. So that AI workforce optimization service that I was talking about is $29 a month. Now, what I failed to tell you is that there are 2 agents, the social media blog or social media manager, and then there's the AI blogger. So right now we are offering a 2-for-1 service for the AI workforce optimization. So if you bought the workforce optimization for the blogger, you'll automatically get the social media manager included as a 2-for-1 deal. Usually they're $29 per agent. we've got a promo going on. I don't know how long it's going on for, so I'd say start activating those as soon as possible. We'll let you know when it's going to run out. So in that case, so you've got the product, Social AI Premium, $24 a month. You've got the AI Workforce Optimization for 2 agents right now at $29 a month. That's costing you $53 a month. So as a managed service price, you could look at charging, $149 to $249 a month and roughly have a 3.5 to 5.8 times markup margin on here. And you'll see how little effort was actually put into that to create really valuable content. So this is something that you can reach out to your account managers if you want to discuss this further, or pop any questions inside of the Q&A here. So really to recap everything, so we could plant some force with this. So as I said at the beginning, so the social product and the social posts are the bonfire. And really the AI blogger plants the forest that gets value over time. So this writes, designs, and publishes. It's trained on the business, and it's powered by local SEO keywords. Ongoing support and configuration is available as an added service by our team. And as I mentioned, we have a 2-for-1 deal going on right now. And the other thing too, this isn't a favor anymore. This is something that can be added as a reoccurring revenue line. And I really want to land that with you folks. All right. All of that said, we can go over to questions.
Awesome. Perfect. We've got our first question here from Will or Bill. He's asking, how can I ensure that the AI blogger will not use article citation links from competitors of my clients?
Oh, that is a great question. Now, give me just 1 second here. And I believe there are some guardrails set up. So to answer your question, Will, I believe that there are guardrails set up in the configuration of the agent. And I'm just going to say I'm going to double check on that because I will have to spend time looking at the configuration right now. Oh, here. Thank you, Jeff. It's on the prompt. You name the competitors. So you can name the competitors. And thank you. And be sure not to scrape from and use article citations or link from those listed competitors. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Thank you. Great question. Next, will the post created by the AI blogger be flagged or have a tag to indicate AI created content or posts over those created manually by a human?
Ooh, so when the posts, that's a really great question here. Give me just 1 second. Well, when a post is published to a WordPress site, the post includes author details. So it's going to display the author that's published on that post. I believe that our team also had an answer on this. Brett, be branded with AI created type flag in the header. I don't believe that it will be.
We'll take this one away and we'll confirm for sure if you're concerned about it being on the actual blogs as presented to the public, or if it's something more internal for your own use case to see if you or your customers or a team member have been playing around and used the AI or created something manually. We'll confirm with the product team and then send that in a follow-up for you.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
All right.
Next, we have a question from Sherry. Can the agent add more than one photo to each blog? In their use case, they typically add 2 or 3, and we like and then we like a certain ending with a customer's logo. I know you called out the logo component, Andrew, in your presentation earlier, but can we currently add 1 or more photos? I believe the current capacity is just for 1 photo, but again, this is good feedback that we can take back to the team. But Andrew, correct me if I'm inaccurate in any of that.
Yeah, no, you're correct that there's only a feature image that can be added, 1 feature image that can be added, but that is really great feedback to add for the product.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We have a couple more questions, I think 2 more.
All right.
Here we go from Will. When the AI blogger does research, can it conduct an interview with my client on the specific topic and then use client quotes, insights in the blog post?
Oh, that's a really great question.
I think yes. I think with that chat functionality in the all of the AI agents you have, but specifically for this case, the AI blogger, I think if you just ask it or prompt it to say, hey, can you interview me on X topic? Ask me specific questions or let it generate its own questions to ask you, and then direct it to include that content in the blogs it creates. I'd like to think that would work really well. If it doesn't, we will certainly take that feedback, but given our interactions with the other chat functionality for the agents, I like to think that this would work for your use case. Cool. Awesome. We might have a couple more questions. We'll get to them in a sec, but while we're waiting, from Freddie, is it just blogs or can it be newsletters or press releases as well that the AI blogger creates?
Ooh, that's also a great question. It's designed to be creating blogs. I don't believe that it's functioned to create newsletters or press releases. I would say using a different tool for that. This really is focused on getting blogs up onto the site so that there are keywords that are used in that with backlinks. So I'm going to say no.
Yeah, and I think Jeff may have called out something that might be an interim solution of creating your own custom agent, right? If you know specifically what you want in newsletters or press releases, or you have some guardrails or guidelines for that, create a custom agent within your account, whether that be in Partner Center or Business App, and give it and prompt it and configure it appropriately so that it can then help you with creating some of those.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
Great way to use a custom agent too.
Yeah. I think we've got one more, and I do believe we kind of covered it already, but Damien asks, the AI blogger only is connected currently with WordPress. Why isn't this made compatible with Duda websites?
Oh, that's a great question, Damien, and I don't know the answer to that other than it's currently what we have is the technology with WordPress. Great feedback. So again, something we'll take away from the team. I know that we've already been given a lot of feedback of can I have this connect to other websites that I make. So we'll definitely take this and ensure that it's included in the list and also know that we're working on that. We've been hearing you folks loud and clear on that. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you all, everyone, so much. That is all for the questions we have submitted.
Okay. Then I will. So what's happening up next? So I name dropped this gentleman in our chat earlier today. So the AI search, so this week in this sales and strategy session, Tanmay will be leading this session. And he's really going to be talking about getting found in the age of AI search. So AI search engines like ChatGPT and Gemini are replacing traditional search for local delivery, and yet only a fraction of local businesses are recommended in their answers. So in this session, Tanmay is going to be breaking down the 3 signal AI models that analyze to recommend businesses, reviews, listings, and social activity. So come join. Rashida's got the link in the bottom there, so you can sign up for the session there.
Join us on Thursday. If you can't make it, we realize it's in the middle of a work day for many of you and many of us, but we'd love to have you live. But if not, recordings will always be available on our YouTube playlist, which we'll share in a follow-up.
And then coming up next week in our AI Jumpstart series, we've got AI Workforce for Verticals, build and deploy AI workforce packages at scale. So Nathan's going to be leading this session, and this is really on vertical-specific AI workforce packages. You could think of home services, auto, healthcare, and more. He'll be covering how to activate pre-configured AI employees to deliver immediate value without extensive setup. And as you can see, Rashida put the link up there. Thank you. Amazing. Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us live today. Those of you that are here, thank you to everyone watching the recording. And if you haven't already posted the link to the library of videos, just because I said we would post that, did you already do it and I missed it?
No, but I can do that right away here.
Okay, well, thank you for watching. If you want to capture the link for where our AI Jumpstart videos live, you can catch that link there, and we will see you next week.